would like to call to the stage at this time one of the greatest, one of the greatest, one of the greatest,
Yeah,
one of the greatest.
I could reminisce off this. I could reminisce off this. Sounds so.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to NDHD Studios. Me and my brother Death Star, Death Fro. So many epic titles for this man. We will be discussing how video games have had such an integral part of our lives. From very little back in the 80s, our first experiences with video games in the arcade setting to the home console. So if this video has any value, has any kind of entertainment for you and yours, share, please subscribe. We invite all, and hit the notification because, like I said, it's going to be several parts. So please comment if you can relate to what we're going through and what we've been through. Thanks, y'all. Before we get any further, so this gentleman to my right has so many titles, but I'll let him give you what he wants to be referred as.
Yeah. You can still call me Death Fro.
Death Row.
Death Fro, you know, you can call me that.
Death Row Clampett.
Death Fro. Death Row Centric.
I
Death Row.
I love to show my age and whatnot. It's a Beverly Hills reference. Beverly Hillbillies.
Death Row Video.
Okay.
Any of those titles. Know me as
that's Death Row Centric.
Yeah, Death Row Centric, Death Row, whatever, Death Row. Just and
Right.
gamer tag,
Yes.
still Death SMMH. Hit me up. You'll see me doing streams, posting videos, and getting more involved in a little more social media and activities, and trying to put what me and Mr.
Big Nye.
Get Big Nye,
Well, I mean, you can call me NDHD.
NDHD,
That's fine.
NDHD.
Yeah.
I still am tempted to call you what my brother called you. I love that name. I love you.
Go for
that's
it.
that's his genuine. That's his genuine part of his genuine name.
Go for it.
Bruce Durham.
Bruce Durham.
Bruce Durham. It always has held power to me for some reason. Every time I hear that name,
It has that regal tone.
Yeah. It has a real distinguished, powerful type name to it. You know, Bruce Durham, and like
I come from a refined background.
Yeah, you got. I think you gotta say it.
Refined.
I think you gotta say it twice. Bruce Durham. You know, you gotta say it like that. You know, like, oh, I made a mistake. Bruce Durham.
Bruce Durham.
Say it correctly.
Bruce Durham.
Put some bass and some
Bruce Durham.
hair on your chest when you say it.
Is my Earl James on?
Oh
Is
man,
it is it in effect?
it's totally on. This guy's voice is so deep. I sound like Chris Tucker and
Okay.
all of them. But gaming anyway. Back to the original.
The
original stuff. Gaming meant a lot to me as a kid, probably more than my siblings ever wanted to have its impact on me. And my mom was a gamer, you know that. My mom loved watching us play games, and she loved toys. She was a big kid herself.
you can't get no better support than that.
Yeah. My mom was excellent. I think both of our moms, because we grew up in the same neighborhood.
More so your mother, because
Your mom was she might have.
I really don't think my mom ever even touched a controller.
She probably never touched it, but I'm saying your mom was not. She never stopped us.
Nah.
She never was one of those moms that was utterly against.
And she did her best to support my habit.
Yeah.
You know, she did her very best to support my habit. You know, those fiendish trips to Toys R Us.
Oh
You
man.
know, scratching like
Yeah, needed.
Yeah.
Our Toys R Us was right down the street.
Oh, yeah.
From us, it was in walking distance, and it was right across from a mall. So we had like so
Hey,
many.
the hood ain't so bad. You know what I'm saying?
No,
You know,
yeah,
shout out to the South DeKalb area for
Candler Road.
having that Toys R Us for so many years.
Yeah, man, that was.
I mean,
down-
really for our childhood. You know?
yeah, that was our
It's
childhood.
it's a precinct now, right?
Yeah, it's a precinct now.
That's weird.
I guess they wanted to show where you, if you if you kept coming to Toys R Us, guess what? You'll enjoy this place now.
Who would have thought? Who would?
You'll really like it now. It's definitely for the black youth now.
Man,
But we loved going there, man, and just going to the game section or going to the bike section, going to the toy section, action figures, the books.
it was a lot of dreaming. Oh, that's right. They did have the magazines. And
They
all
had
that.
magazines. They had comic books. They had the gaming magazines. So the Nintendo Power.
Oh yeah.
You
man.
know, that's.
But it was a lot of dreaming going on in there. It was I don't know about you, but it was a lot of window shopping for me.
Oh yeah, because I mean, I know my mom didn't have. She was on a budget, and I had to. I had to do a lot of things around the house.
I think we invented budget. I think.
Yeah, you had to do a lot of stuff around the house, and we actually had to, go out there and get some extra money if we wanted the expensive game. Because man, my mom was
I can
notorious.
barely, like, just to keep it real with y'all, just like really air it out. Like, I can't even count on one hand how many, as a child, how many games were actually purchased at full retail. Like seriously, like.
You said you did a
And I
bargain bin.
Yeah, I just tried my best. But we're getting ahead though. We got to take it back to
Your first impressions
before the consoles.
Oh, well, before the consoles. Jeez. For those consoles, man, you had the arcade was.
The pizzeria.
Oh man, yeah,
Take
we
it
had
all the way back.
that was my first impression was Al's Pizza. Al Pizza was on Candler Road. That was in the same area, the Toys
Al's
R Us,
Pizza.
the mall. All those places were right now. Well, then I think it was Lionel's Playworld. They had a Lionel's Playworld close. All those things were close. So, man, that pizza shop had at least about 3 arcade machines in there.
Yeah.
And they had the 3 was Galaga. One was the little helicopter game that I still couldn't think of the name of
I
that.
should have done my research.
Yeah, the helicopter game that was overhead view that was really fun. And Mrs. Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Mrs. Pac-Man was
The
the
upgrade.
thing, man. If you wanted, once you played regular Pac-Man,
No turning back.
there was no turning back when you played Mrs. Pac-Man. You couldn't go back to regular Mr. Pac-Man because
No.
doggone Pac-Man was not. It felt like it was slower. It felt like there wasn't as many
Yeah,
maps.
you can't go back to supermarket sushi.
Yeah, man. You just once you had the real thing, man, it's hard to go back there. So my brother and sister had like some of the top scores, and I remember it was important to me to beat their score anytime we had pizza there, and we would go and I would try to help them get on the bag, borrow, and steal for a quarter. To hurry up and play the machine and try to play it as long as I could to get their score. And, they probably don't even remember that stuff, but that was...
That's wild, because, so that means, your competitive spirit started early.
Yeah, it started getting it because... And that was partially because of my brother. My older brother talked mad junk.
Okay.
He talked mad junk.
That makes
man.
sense. I didn't have nobody like that.
Yeah, he talked mad junk,
Revving me up and all that.
And he would make fun of maybe me and my sister, and it was all in fun though. We never took it as our feelings are super hurt. But
Y'all never been sensitive.
yeah, we wasn't brought up really sensitive
Sensitive
like that.
bone in the body. Nah.
Yeah, but the funny thing is I'm a very sensitive person, but at the same time, we wasn't brought up with we had a lot of tough love and a lot of good love and a lot of sibling rivalry and sibling love as well.
Developing a thick skin early on.
Yeah, developing a thicker interior and
All
exterior.
all that.
But
what's the word? Impenetrable.
impenetrable, man.
I think that's the.
Yeah. But nonetheless, man, I was trying to work on that. Then they start changing out some of the machines in the pizzeria, in Al's Pizza, and the last one they put in there was a newer game at that time.
You know what? And if for time's sake, like simultaneously, I'm going to speak. Okay, so he had Al's Pizza. I had Danny's Pizza in New Jersey.
Right.
I hadn't yet arrived to Georgia.
Right.
So I was in Jersey, and there was a place called Danny's Pizza, and they only had like one game, and it was like Moon Troopers or something like that. I think that's the name. I have to.
Right.
Maybe I'll put it on the screen somewhere. The actual title, but it was some moon space game like. But anyway, that was it. And up the street from there was a place called Calabrese's, I think, and they had POW. I think they had Vigilante as well, but I definitely remember POW. And again, like I told you before, I was horrible. I love the games, but I never really excelled until we got to a certain point. But I won't go that far yet. I will toss
But
it.
ours, one of the games they newly replaced it with, they replaced, I think it was the little helicopter game. The helicopter game was no longer in there, but they replaced it with a newer game at that time, which was X-Men. X-Men was starting. I didn't even really know too much about X-Men because, X-Men was pretty, it was a comic. I don't even think the show had dropped just yet. I don't know if the show dropped just yet. At that time, I don't think the show had dropped. When I was playing that, I remember the show hadn't dropped, I thought, but maybe it did. And if it did, that made me even more crazy about once I saw it. Once I saw that, I probably, if the show was out, it probably has everything to do with why I was like so mesmerized and so like, oh my God, I got to play this. Give me a quarter. And it was expensive. I think it was 75 cents or it was 50 cents. One of them.
Oh, really?
It wasn't just a quarter.
Okay,
Yeah, it wasn't just a quarter because it was a newer game.
Yeah.
So man,
Those advanced games, like when they play.
Yeah, I was going ham on that, and my brother had to pull me away, and he was so angry because of the violence, and it wasn't Pac-Man, so it was stuff exploding, and it was guys fighting and beat 'em up. So it was my brother took me home and was like telling my mom and all this other stuff. So my mom was she had gotten upset with me, but then later she had seen the game and was like, oh, it's not that bad. What in the world? So she actually kind of was like, well, let me take you to an arcade. And I was like, what is that? I was like, what the heck is that? So, and I kept hearing about it, arcade. Man.
All right, sir. So, why should I watch your channel? What's going on here? Could you please help me understand why I should subscribe and be notified in any kind of way, and why should I? What's the conversation that would make me want to give any kind of feedback or anything?
I wasn't expecting that kind of.
I know. I know. We throw curveballs every now and then.
Right. Well, if you yourself like this type of content, our type of content some of our content has to do with things that had to do with us, flashbacks, when it came to retro gaming, and just things in our lives, and how simple and how great of a time that we had, and how impactful games were to us. Good, clean, wholesome fun, and sometimes even a little dirty stuff. But if you like any of these type of contents, like, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave a comment. Tell us maybe something that was one of your favorite things that happened to you that maybe had to do with gaming, arcades, your first console, anything. Let us know in the comments, and trust me, we'll get back and we'll put it into maybe some of our programming and some of our conversations too, because maybe we had a similar experience. Once again, like and subscribe.
And what is the channel again, sir?
The channel is Who Knows.
But for now, I believe it's NDHD Studios.
Oh, now that is something different, sir. NDHD. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is the studio that will be producing a lot of content here on this channel and my channel as well. So look out for NDHD. Look out for Bruce Durham. Look out for Death Row. You're going to see a lot of us, and we'll see you there.
Well done, sir. I'll check you guys out.
Sounds good. Sounds good. You do that.